Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Metroid Prime 2 Randomizer for the Nintendo GameCube. This is Koushi versus AeroRaiser. It's gonna be exciting. They've been learning quite a bit over the course of the tournament. We'll see how much they've learned. I am your host, Jagger G, and tracking today is Gollop. We should have a wonderful match. We're just getting started in just a second here. So there's a few gentlemen's agreements we have here. We have a random starting location, 1 to 2 starting items. It looks like they're starting off with Light Beam, and in temple grounds. They're willing to start anywhere except Sanctuary and or Inghive for reasons. This is a pretty interesting start. Right in front of the landing site, just like 2 rooms away. This is going to be a convenient save warp after they beat Bomb Guardian. They're just gonna. They're kind of retracing the steps of the first tournament, where we used to start at the ship. This does mean that they're not going to have to choose whether or not to go to GFMC compound immediately. The choice is basically made for them. This is the only place they can go right at the start. So we're going to see them move this crate out of the way. There is a trick that saves just barely any time. Oh, they're starting with Light Beam and Violet. I didn't notice that. Okay, that's pretty interesting. I wasn't sure because they start with 1 or 2 starting items. Looks like they started with 2. That's interesting. Transport A access with Secret Launcher and main power bombs right here. Okay, they will have a little potential for different routing with that Violet in hand. Transport A access. You know, they do have access to Transport A access right now. It's just that it's a one-time only event. You could actually, as long as you don't have random elevators, you could actually, even with random elevators, you could go through GFMC and go up to Great Temple through the Emerald Gate, and that gate's going to be down when they first enter. But as soon as they trigger the fight with the Dark Alpha Splinter, well, the fight with all the splinters, they're actually gonna have that gate raised back up, and they're gonna need Emerald afterwards. So it's looking like they are both going through GFMC first. Although, okay, well, they do have power bombs to get out. They don't have missiles, however. Emerald, okay, that lets them all the way through, no matter what. So without missiles, they may not be able to go up the vanilla way. We'll see what's on GFMC and communication area momentarily. Dark ammo in communication area and dark burst in temple assembly site. Koushi is diverging and actually going immediately to Great Temple. Going to Temple Transport B. That's going to allow her to kind of skip GFMC and go straight to Temple Transport A access. With Emerald in hand, Emerald in face, rather. That's going to allow her to immediately get Seeker Launcher. But what will Aero find in GFMC? Will it make a big difference? Indeed, what are we doubling today? So with power bombs, they're very effective on this splinter fight here. You could just drop a power bomb, and if you drop your last power bomb there's an 80% chance for each splinter that they'll drop a power bomb until one drops. But still, you'll get basically a nearly guaranteed power bomb drop. And then 4 shots with the light shot take down the light alpha form, and followed by a power bomb destroys the dark form as well for Echo Visor. Koushi lowering the Emerald Gate. Trying to find where the main energy controller is. Whenever you defeat the Dark Alpha Splinter, you're automatically warped into the middle, facing, just in front of the item, facing the door to main energy controller. And I guess it was some kind of missile expansion. It was either an expansion or launcher in GFMC. An E-tank and main energy controller. It's pretty nice. It must have been some kind of missile, because AeroRaiser now has 10, whereas he had 0 before. That's a nice one to do. It's a real quick first expansion for your missile. Really quickly getting to 10. Koushi gonna have 5 in a second. With Seeker Launcher. Seeker Launcher in this randomizer does give you 5 missiles when you pick it up. That is an option to change how much missiles the launcher and the Seeker Launcher give you. So AeroRaiser destroying that wall with a combination of missile and cannonball, and that's obviously the intended path through here. There is a scan dash, but it saves barely any time. It's generally so early on in a speedrun that almost everyone who speedruns it goes for it. If they just miss, they can reset and try again. But for Randomizer, if you're not really intending to go there very often, a lot of players just won't bother with it. It's a perfectly fine compromise. Because you want to do... it would be nice to save time without losing time. If you're going to fail it a bunch in a live setting, and when you get one shot, yeah, you might want to reconsider going for tricks like that. AeroRaiser opting to use Seeker Launcher on these. This is a pretty good strategy as well. A lot of times, not only are they firing many missiles pretty rapidly by just swinging the reticle across them, they're also getting a little splash damage on the splinters that are close to each other. So it's possible for the Seeker Launcher to kill a couple of splinters in a single volley. Wow, a translator in Temple Grounds is pretty cool. AeroRaiser saving up their power bombs. Also saving light ammo. Both of which are very effective on Dark Alpha Splinter. Making use of Seeker Launcher, at least. So Amber must have been right outside the Aegon Wastes elevator, or inside the elevator room, but yeah, that's a real nice find right before Aegon Wastes. This has potential for a jet seed, but you know how that goes. Fast at first, and then a slog later on. So the Echo Visor in Prime 2, it unlocks a few things. There are certain Echo locks that are required to get items. Some of them require Annihilator Beam to interact with. But a lot of the ones, just like there are a bunch of satellites just floating in the air that you have to use Echo Visor to see, and you can only shoot the locks when you can see them. I mean, they're actually in plain sight without Echo Visor. It's just you have to be able to lock on to the Echo signal, which I'm not a fan of from a game design standpoint, but that's one of the requirements for picking up more ammo or picking up more items in the game. We're going to be getting another item here behind this Aegon gate. And we get a ball upgrade, boost ball. That's a nice find. Early on, that's gonna save them a bunch of time all over the place. Koushi's on their way to Bomb Guardian. Let's see. They still don't have regular bombs, do they? So they won't be able to get Energy Controller unless Bomb Guardian is vanilla, has its own bombs. The Prime series is pretty amazing. Definitely a worthy successor to Super Metroid. But it is definitely a different kind of movement, a different style. The controls work really well for how the game world was designed. But it can take a lot of getting used to. And we have a missile expansion on Bomb Guardian. Now, I believe the randomizer is set such that no matter what, you will be able to skip cutscenes. So you can press start during cutscenes to just go fast. And that can sometimes cause players a bit of trouble when they try to skip cutscenes too early. They just wind up pausing. Unfortunately, whenever you unpause, there's, for some reason, significant delay. Like, depending on on certain rooms. They could be like multiple seconds lagged. Of course, once the cutscene actually starts, you can freely press start. Just be careful about muscle memory. So after beating Bomb Guardian, there's this scripted pirate fight in this room. You could opt to skip it by going to this room first and solving the puzzle to activate the portal. And then once you come back after beating Bomb Guardian, you could just go straight to the portal. You just walk right past the pirates that are attacking you and just walk into the portal. But that may or may not be worth it. It depends, because it's a bit of a trek to go all the way into this room and back. Koushi opting to just walk away. Interesting. His arrow is walking in. Yeah, that's right. They don't have bombs to activate the locks. AeroRaiser just gets the item in Portal Access A and just leaves right away. So what's the next portal call? I would have preferred to see Koushi taking a save warp. It would have put them right next to Hive Chamber, or right inside Hive Chamber A, immediately starting the Dark Missile Trooper fight. She's instead opting to hop her way back over. This is kind of the more traditional way, the way you kind of used to when you're playing in this tournament, because normally you start in main energy controller in the tournament settings. So yeah, Hall of Honor Dead with power bombs is in beginner logic. It's actually normally in the main game you get 2 power bombs whenever you pick up main power bombs, but after a voting, it was decided that the tournament was going to start with 3 power bombs when you get mains, specifically for the case of Hall of Honor Dead, wherein it actually requires 3 power bombs to escape in order to skip needing bombs for it. That is in beginner knowledge. Space jump in Ven Area B. So that's enough to put Hall of Honor Dead in logic. Yeah, with Seeker Launcher. They can go there. Koushi considering save warping, but unfortunately that would take her backwards. Wind Chamber. Yeah, you're gonna need 8 for that. That is technically in logic. If you have 8 power bombs or more from main power bombs, you could solve the Wind Chamber puzzle to get the Vanilla Sunburst item. But that's just silly. Man, space jump in Grand Wind Shiver sounds amazing. So what's going to be their next progression? They're probably going to have to find bombs sooner or later. It could potentially be in Command Center, though. They do have access to that right now with just space jump and scan visor and power bombs, boost ball. Power bombs or boost ball will get you through the grading. Boost ball is easier. With power bombs, you have to destroy the grading and make sure you don't fall in before destroying the crates. Because as soon as you fall in, you're force morphed and you can't get out. It could also potentially be here in Central Mining Station. This is available with just space jump, either boost or power bombs, or screw attack for that matter, and light beam to access the light door at the top. There is technically an advanced slope jump you could do to reach the top here, but it's ridiculous. I don't understand it at all. I know you got to do the slope jump and ride up the slanted wall, but it just only works a small percentage of the time. Those pirates don't know what's gonna hit them. They are not long for this world. Dark beam acquired on Koushi's end. It's gonna open up storage B. I've seen not only bombs there, I've seen space jump there from time to time. Pretty rare, but it happens. Because there is an elevator that you can ride up to the upper level. Koushi taking space jump, light and dark beam, and jumping immediately into doomed entries. This is an interesting play. It's not a bad one. Earlier today, I actually had bombs in Battleground. This could be a huge play. So light beam makes pretty quick work of these warrior ing. There is the option, while they could power bomb the ing to quickly dispatch one or two of them at a time. They could also shoot a couple of the beacons with light beam, and a lot of times the ing will just walk right through it and die. Depending on where you're standing, basically. You can kind of lure them over to some extent. And if they don't walk into it, well, you could just shoot them with light beam instead. Oh, Koushi got super missiles, I guess. I'm assuming that was in Battlegrounds. That's pretty big. It would be a beam system. A beam weapon. A charge beam, I think? There you go. You gotta actually pick up super missiles to use them. I see. The things you learn when playing Echoes. It's a complicated game. So in fact, it's entirely possible bombs could be in Broom Closet here in Trial Tunnel. Oh, supers were hinted in Battleground. So AeroRaiser looks like they had gone to Storage B, and now they're diving into Doomed Entry as well. An Aegon key. Vanilla Aegon key. I think this is Aegon key 1 in vanilla as well. So the Dark World does 6 damage per second. You can move from place to place faster by rolling in Morph Ball. And you can go slightly faster while walking by holding L. But beyond that, there's not much you can do. So we're going to see a combination of... Well, first, Koushi's going to be feeling around to find Jump Guardian. Jump Guardian is here, and it can be damaged. It can't be killed until the fight properly starts, but you can damage it down to very low HP. And then as soon as the fight starts, you can shoot it to get it down to 0 HP. And then you can shoot it again to formally kill it. It's kind of weird how it works, but here it is. Jump Guardian. There it goes. Jump Guardian. Super missiles for AeroRaiser as well. So it may look like he's a bit behind, but he has picked up a couple more items that Koushi has yet to check out. Although Koushi, armed with super missiles, is probably going to loop around Pirate Labs at some point. Doesn't look like anything important in Junction Site. Koushi did drop into the safe zone, initiating a encounter. She's gonna have to kill whatever 2 Ings wound up spawning here before the doors unlock. It's over Warrior Ing. She has the high ground. Getting plenty of energy drops at the top. At this point, yeah, Underground Tunnel is accessible. That would be a pretty solid play. Just kind of ditch Pirate Labs. Just go straight for Taurus. You get a bunch of hints as well. It makes a lot of sense. I have a tendency to try to get everything I can in an area, even if I can't get absolutely everything. Maybe that's a bad habit, because you're gonna wind up going back for like in cache 2 or feeding pit or something. But maybe not. Actually, honestly, it's not that high a chance. But they have the option to dive Sanctuary. Statistically, that hasn't been very valuable in this tournament. Koushi taking a ton of damage from the Inkclaw. The Inkclaw is kind of interesting. It does damage eventually. If you're standing inside of it, it won't damage you immediately. It'll take like 2 seconds before the damage to kick in. And then it'll do a crap ton of damage. Very, very fast. Right. They do still need bombs for underground tunnel. That's a good point. You guys know bombs are an item you have to pick up to use? It's apparently very easy to forget. I suppose... Well, without screw attack, they can't really climb Great Bridge. So there's not much they can do in Torvis at the moment. They could technically go there without bombs through the front entrance, but not through the side entrance. And there they are. In cache 1 of all places. Koushi might not feel good about having to backtrack to find that, but she did find it first. That super missiles kind of baited them away from bombs. Looks like Arrow may be on their way back through Warrior's Walk as well. Now, to note, final bosses are off in this match. They did agree to turn off final bosses, so they may not necessarily need much health or suits, but they're surely going to want either dark suit or like 3 E-tanks to get to Sky Temple Gateway. You could do it on 1, but do you want to? And they may not necessarily need screw attack either. But before they even consider going to check their hints, because the Sky Temple Gateway will give them hints as to where the Sky Temple keys are. Those will be required. The win condition for this game is to get all required Sky Temple keys, in this case 9. And go activate the portal, the warp point that normally takes you to Sky Temple, and walk into it. And as soon as you walk into that beacon of light, that activated beacon of light, then you hit finished or done or whatever it says on race time. Important stipulation that it has to be an activated beacon of light. You can't just return the keys. You have to actually... That will activate it, but then you have to step into the light afterwards. And welcome SpeedGaming Portuguese for a raid of 22 people. Much appreciated. Hope you all are enjoying yourselves this fine Saturday evening. So we got Koushi going for the whole Pirate Labs loop in the light world. Aero looks to be not far behind, following her into it. Now, if Aero manages to catch up to Koushi and kill her, like mid-search, that would be huge. That would have drastic implications. That would have incredible implications on the turning format. Because these are single-player seeds. They're not supposed to be able to encounter each other. But who knows? Looks like that's just ammo and bioenergy production. Koushi is lowering these platforms. She's planning to do a dash jump off of the top one to get to the super missile door, armed with supers. All that's required to put this into logic is spider ball or screw attack. Because there is a spider track that you're normally supposed to use to boost across. Just getting this light ammo because it's kind of on the way. She's opting to just do this regular scan dash. You could move a bit closer to make sure you don't bonk your head on the ceiling, and it would make it a bit easier, but you would have to bend the dash a bit backwards. But Koushi gets the angle just fine. She's well practiced with that one. Just to get missile expansion. I recently came through here without screw attack for the first time in quite a while, and I kind of felt bad. Alright, so Koushi is coming up on this check that Aero has already done. I'm wondering what Aero's going to do. It looks like he's a few rooms behind, but once he gets the check in storage C, he may very well just bail. I don't know if he'll go to the nearest save station and save warp, or if he's... he probably saved at the save station. I don't know if he did, but if he did, then he could just reset after checking storage C to quickly get back. Considering there's nothing here worth saving, that wouldn't be a bad play. Alternatively, they can either save warp to go back to Temple Grounds, or they can continue on to Spider's Treasure, as we call it, the sanctuary side from the Aegon elevator. That's the side that it's the side that houses Spider Guardian. It's the side closest to Spider Guardian, I should say. Aero taking his time to line this up. I see a lot of people trying to walk and then dash while walking. It's not really necessary. You could hit right and jump almost at the same time. Even if you kind of accidentally drop off the ledge, as long as you're within 3 frames, you actually still get the dash. In fact, if you walk off the ledge and do a dash, it actually gives you an even better dash. We call that a floaty dash because you kind of float in the air a little bit. This is one of the first scan dashes people typically learn in multiplayer randomizer. Just because a lot of times the players will get in what's called BK mode, where you just have nothing you can do in logic. You just have no checks left, and you have to wait for other players to get you items. So you might as well just go to Burger King, get yourself some food, and then come back. So just a missile tank. It's not necessarily a bad thing for AeroRaiser. In fact, just finding nothing here is probably even better than finding, like, I don't know, Cobalt. Well, Cobalt would be nice for Sanctuary, but finding nothing allows them to just reset. If you get a major item on this kind of out of the way trip, then you have to walk back, and it waits quite a bit of time. Maybe it wouldn't feel so much as a waste of time. No, that was an intentional reset. I saw their cursor kind of navigating through the menus. We got something. Is that gravity boost in main reactor? That's important. Koushi's going to want to take note of that. She is currently unable to get that. There are ways to get it, but they're kind of advanced, and it's tricks that if you don't know them, you shouldn't try to learn them on the fly in a tournament race. So this is still pretty good for her, knowing that that item is there. Ooh, Arrow. Unfortunately, trying to roll straight into Dark Samus and lay a power bomb, that doesn't quite work. She won't shield immediately when the fight starts. She'll just bump into you, bounce you off, and then back up away from the power bomb. Oh, this might do it. There you go. Nice little backup. Laying a power bomb while she's frozen, although invincible, as soon as Dark Samus becomes vincible again. The power bomb will do 50 damage per frame and just melt her. Koushi wants whatever is here in Central Mining Station. So there are a couple options to get this. You either have to lock on to a computer terminal you can see like through a gap in the wall. It might be doable off of that crate. I don't know if you have to bend it backwards from there or not. But looked like she was trying to do a slope jump off of the edge, and that will allow you to pretty important. You got to destroy that crate to actually get the item. But that you are able to do a slope jump onto some standable terrain that's not very obvious. A lot of platforms in Aegon Wastes are kind of cliffside platforms, and they kind of protrude like in a curved fashion around walls. Is similar for trial grounds, where there's a ledge that extends a lot further than you would think it would. And it kind of looks like it's just a slope, you would just fall off of it, but no, it's a platform. You can just walk like 3 meters further than you would expect to be able to. An expert slope jump. I know there's... I thought there was an advanced slope jump to get from the bottom. Maybe it's been bumped up to expert. I know it's pretty difficult. I think there might be an expert scan dash? I don't know. Oh no, I think that was removed just because there's a slope jump instead. I don't know. Anyways, Koushi's getting a hint here. And Arrow's checking mining station B. This is interesting as well. We got cannonball in mining station B. That's nice. It's not spider ball though. But the question is AeroRaiser willing to grab it? Most people don't know there's a standable terrain that's really easy to do in mining station B to get out and skip the cannon. There's a dark Aegon key here. It's nice. I didn't know. Okay, looks like he's getting the hint right now. I also totally missed the hint in energy controller. Dark Torvis keys hints. Pretty good. So you see those bars on the left side there? Or like right behind the cannon? You can stand on those bars and you can jump around a corner and get up to the ledge just fine. There are a lot of those types of bars just all over Aegon, I find. A lot of people only know of the slope jump into a screw attack to get up. It is possible with just a slope jump, but it's really tight. But the standable bars is just much, much more lenient.
Recording to logbook.
Koushi is a bit surprised by something in the race chat. I think they're sharing. I think she's sharing the sentiment with chat. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah, that happens. So the Krayley is an enemy that does, I think, is it 20 damage per hit or 10? I'm not sure. But the problem with it is that when it's warping in and out of phase, when it's warping back into phase, it ignores your iframes. Normally, it does damage and then it stops doing damage. But if it teleports on top of you, it does damage per frame. So that Krayley that was guarding that cannonball was doing an amazing job. Killed her from 154 health. Yeah. Yeah, that happens. That actually happened in the previous tournament as well. I believe it was also in Swiss stages. Late in Swiss. That's initiation for you. You have now been initiated, Koushi. Welcome to the Krayley Club. The funny thing is, I was actually intentionally trying to reproduce that just to find out just how much damage it could possibly do. And I couldn't get that much damage when I was trying. But I did accidentally take like 240 damage from it before. I think the week after that happened to Bash, I went up to the Kralie and shot a super missile at it. And it survived. Kralies are indeed the final boss. Final boss worthy, at least.
Recording to logbook.
It might be 10 damage per frame, I'm not sure. I think it's 20. So that would have been 8 frames. It only takes 8 frames to kill you from this much health. Koushi wisely opting out of that cannonball after all. Strongly considered it. Although, did she pick up that Aegon key? What are the odds Amorbus is going to be required this seed? Come on. It's so unlikely. Now, Koushi does know that the Aegon key is there. So if she indeed needs to fight Amorbus, she can go there and get the key, and it's not too far from Amorbus itself. It'll be a bit of a detour, but oh well. Arrow looks to be taking a bit of a... it could just be like a bio break, or it could be maybe they're looking back at their own VOD to see something they missed or something. Probably the former. In any case, Koushi is going back to GFMC. You don't have to open this gate. You can just jump right over it with a space jump or a bomb jump over it. Double bomb jump works fine too. Well, a lot of people just scan it anyway. It does face you forward when it faces you towards the door when you finish scanning anyway. The thing is, there's a hole above the gate. If you go to the right of it, on the right side, you just drop back in. Dynamo Works, I believe, had it had something important. Emerald, right? Okay. So this is one of those checks that AeroRaiser got that Koushi did not. So there are a lot of instances in randomizer races where it looks like someone is behind or ahead, and they'll have checked completely different things. Koushi is opting to respawn this missile tank and duplicate it. At 45 missiles, I personally wouldn't bother, but it's fine. And there's a third one on top of the ship, which is the second one. So Arrow is save warping here, immediately getting back to Hive Chamber A. Which I find interesting. That means they had gotten light beam in Hive Chamber B before doing Bomb Guardian, I guess. Oh, did it actually dupe Dark Missile Trooper? Oh, I thought it only duped it if you entered without having bombs. I guess if you fight it without having bombs, it just doesn't clear the layer. Koushi doing some nice scan dashes to cross Grand Wind Chamber. Yeah, if you fight Dark Missile Trooper without bombs, it just respawns if you revisit the room. It's pretty funny. You can also opt to not get the item from Bomb Guardian, and you can fight Bomb Guardian over and over and over again, and that will be able to respawn Dark Missile Trooper even if you have bombs. Very weird. It's very Echoes. This is pretty efficient from Koushi. Getting this after Space Jump and Jump Guardian is really nice. Without grapple or screw attack, they're not going to be logically able to check phase on grounds. With grapple, you would also logically need Dark Visor to be able to see the platforms, so you don't have to screw attack across. It is possible to just jump across the platforms. They are still solid. You just won't be able to see them. So I believe that's intermediate invisible objects. Almost all invisible objects are intermediate. I think there's an exception, but I don't know what it is. That looks to be a missile tank. Arrow is not quite sure. I find that usually, if it looks like a missile tank, then you think it might be a major item, and you just don't want to count it out. But in this case, I'm pretty sure it's just a missile tank. Because it could also look like screw attack. Maybe if it's extra far away, it could look like a suit. Yeah, you definitely want to avoid hitting map stations, especially on emulator. Um, it's there have been updates to Dolphin recently that have improved the lag for maps, but still, whenever you bring up the map in a randomizer on Dolphin, there's considerable lag. Just because of the way it draws the lines. All of the polygons for each room that's on the map are individually drawn with like tons of lines. I think it's drawn line by line or something like that, and it's just it's handled really well by the GameCube software, but if you try to do it in a computer, they just don't have the same software, so it's just really intensive. Seeker targets sometimes work in the game. Koushi is now checking Hollow on her dead. Looks like nothing. With super missiles, she could go straight to Torvis now. Although it would be nice to check hints, but I don't think she's going to on Variasuit in one E-tank. Especially when you would have to scan 8 hints. Each hint takes at least 13, usually 14 seconds. Nice hint for morph ball bombs and meeting grounds. You'll notice Koushi is actually pulling up scan visor after firing a super missile. As soon as you fire a super missile, you generally get a long cooldown, but you can cancel that cooldown entirely by pulling up scan visor and switching back immediately. So she can immediately shoot the door to open it. Almost immediately. It does take a moment to switch visors. So Koushi is opening up that shortcut between Path of Eyes and GFMC. I always wonder... It seems like whenever I forget to do that, I wish I did do that. But most of the time, I never actually use the shortcut when I do open it. It's a very good just-in-case play, though. Yeah, I don't know if Koushi scanned the hint through the wall or not. I don't think she did. Although, honestly, it's probably not that big a deal. Because once she gets Dark Suit or a few more E-tanks, she may go for the Key Bearer hints, or the Sky Temple key hints. Oh, they have gravity boost. I'm not sure. Where was that? Was that Mineshaft? I missed that. So maybe that was grapple beam in main reactor. Grapple beam is nice to have. It's generally obsoleted by screw attack, and for some people is obsoleted just by good movement. But it still saves time. It's nice to have.
Recording to logbook.
So these screecher plants are awful. And they always ruin the bomb space jump here. This is kind of a tricky one because there is a bit of an awning you could bump your head on if you try to go straight back against the wall. But Koushi just kind of space jumps straight up and then backs up onto the ledge after clearing it. Very good work. Arrow following her in very closely behind. And Arrow, Did Arrow check much more? I know they were cleaning up a bunch of Aegon Waste's Pirate Labs stuff and whatnot. I don't know if they checked any of Sanctuary. I don't think they did. That would have been nice to check out at some point.
Recording to logbook.
So with that major upgrade in Hydro Dynamo Station, that charged Dark Beam was just about to freeze that pirate, and then it went through the cutscene animation of jumping off instead. It's cheating, sir. You can't just not get frozen. One more missile should do it. Hydro Dynamo Station is the first item when you go to Lower Torvus. It's in that first room. Storage is the... Hydro Dynamo Storage is the one behind Alpha Blog, yeah. One E-tank. That's good. Okay. Koushi was trying to scan that hologram. Fun fact about that hologram, you do have to pick up the item in Energy Controller in order to activate the elevator. You can scan it all you want, but it does nothing until you do. Until you pick up that item. Which is Sonic Boom. So Sonic Boom is required to activate that elevator, but that elevator isn't required for anything. Annihilator is in Sanctuary Fortress. The hint right next to Sonic Boom. Nice. So it's nice to know the place that you're mainly going to be using Annihilator for is going to have Annihilator. So Koushi is going immediately for that major item in Hydro Dynamo Station. So solid play. If it's screw attack, that's huge. If it's a suit, that's also going to get her hints access. AeroRaiser, on the other hand, is actually going through Dark Torvus. This is really interesting, actually. This is a play I see some people... I know Op likes to put off Dark Torvus until later, because it's usually loaded with keys, and you're just going to find hints for the keys anyway. So it makes sense. But skipping Dark Torvus could bite people once in a while. So Arrow could clear out everything here if they have enough confidence and swagger to get all the way through Dark Aegon. It's not too bad with 1E tank. It's real scary once you get to low health, but you should be getting plenty of opportunity to farm health along the way. Unfortunately, you'll have to deal with this Hunter-ing, which is gonna come real close to killing you, but it shouldn't. It should be fine. Everything should be fine. Just shoot a cache. Get your health refill. You're under 20%. You're fine. There's 20. There's a 100 refill. Very nice. It's another Sky Temple key. Finding Sky Temple keys actually is pretty nice before getting hints for Sky Temple keys, especially when you're still searching for potential gun mode. Oh, Koushi. It looks like Koushi found a suit in Hydrodynamo Station, I'm assuming, and save warped. It's a really good find. I'm assuming she saved as well. And that's gonna allow her to check these hints and immediately reset to the save point. Obviously, she's gonna find at least 2 of the Sky Temple keys are here in Dark Torvus. Wow, that Hunter-ing is hiding pretty effectively inside the platform. The Hunter-ing trying to dodge a light shot by jumping into the activated supercharged safe zone. Okay, AeroRaiser, you got one more. It's just an ammo tank. Just continue on to Cache B. You can do it. Light beam and supers will take you there. This is not bad for AeroRaiser, but this is really good for Koushi. Although that looks like a Sky Temple key behind the Dark Visor locked panel here in War Ritual Grounds. They should be fine. There are plenty of safe zones along the way to Cache B. There's this one here. And as soon as they get to the other side of the tunnel, there's another safe zone to activate. It'll take another 10 HP. Just oh, the missile launcher. That's almost special, but that's 5 more missiles for Arrow. Koushi's gonna want to return this one Sky Temple key. Once again, you could hit start to skip cutscenes. It saves a lot of time. But she's gonna opt to wait it out. Oh, she's opting to hit start after the cutscene. That's an interesting play. So this one key returned. That means one less hint to scan. So we got Cache A. Putrid Alcove. Hazing Cliff. Alright. War Ritual Grounds, we know. Transport B access. Dark Aegon. Oh, Morbus is indeed required. You already have that key. Main research. Okay. And one more to check. Oh, well, it's sync entrance. Okay. And that key is always already returned. So you can tell which ones have been returned by the pillars having these yellow light streaks going up through it. And just quickly taking phase-on damage to Death Warp out. This is faster than resetting the console. AeroRaiser cutting it close with 5 HP before collecting that gold refill. A calculated risk, I'm sure. Oh, it was Spider Ball in Hydro Dynamo Station. Was the suit an underground tunnel? It was an underground tunnel. Okay, thank you. But Spider Ball, that's a nice find. So they need Dark Visor. They can get Transport B access in Hazing Cliff. They need one more Aegon key. They can get main research whenever. Sync entrance is open as well. So yeah, just one more Aegon key and Dark Visor and they're good to go. It is entirely possible that Screw Attack could be locked by Screw Attack. It could, for example, be in Meditation Vista. Screw Attack is nice to have, but it might not help these runners very much at all, to be honest. Alright, where's Koushi going with this newfound information? I see AeroRaiser is doing the checks Koushi is done. And Koshi's gonna have to retrace Arrow's, well, initially trace Arrow's steps through Dark Torvus. So we have a pretty close race here. Koushi is voicing quite a bit of unconfidence. Unconfidence? Sure. Lack of confidence in the race chat. And Arrow isn't so sure that he's in the lead right now. He didn't find too much scouring Aegon wastes. Unfortunately, he misses those pirates with the blind dark beam shot. You can opt to keep your shot charged, and then as soon as you get the targeting reticle for the pirates, you can lock on. Oh, there is Dark Aegon Key 3 in Forgotten Bridge. Yeah, AeroRaiser must have already gotten that. Yeah, it's marked on the tracker, so. Oh yeah, worth mentioning, I believe, If I'm not mistaken, there are Prime 1 randomizer weeklies. I think those are typically on Sundays, aren't they? And the Prime 2 weeklies are usually Saturdays, but sometimes they've been taking breaks because of the tournament. Because there's so much tournament action going on all the time. I don't know if the weekly was restreamed this week. Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern. Good to know. For Prime 1. And that's Cache A for Koushi. And Putrid Alcove, for that matter. I'm just gonna assume she got it. It was 1 room ago. 2 rooms ago. Still looking for Dark Visor. You might as well check the rest. Venom's Pond and Cache B. Oh, the restream is taking break? Okay. Oh, yeah. That's a dark suit for Arrow, so that's going to be hint time, basically. Although it looks like they are going all the way through to Meditation Vista, just to peek Torvus Grove and Meditation Vista, and potentially Torvus Plaza access. Is that a hint for Aegon keys? I'm gonna check that out on the restream here. This is potentially important information. And Torvus Bog. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, they already have all the keys. Never mind. So that's not important information at all. They both already have... Well, Koushi knows one's in Mining Station B. But other than that, they both have all the Aegon keys. So currently, Captain's gonna be happy to hear another Amorbus on the tally and another underground tunnel on the tally. I believe that's it so far of the major bosses. All that's left that could potentially add one is Dark Visor. We have no idea where that is. It could be on Spider Guardian. It could be behind Alpha Blog. It could be... Well, it's... I believe Quad is confirmed. Quad and Chica are confirmed dead at this point, right? So Arrow is going out Torvus entrance. This will be faster than save warping, actually. You're gonna want to save first, but not gonna be taking the warp to get to this. Oh, is gonna be taking the warp. Would have been better to just save and then walk out the entrance. They may have forgotten where their starting point was. That's a really important skill in the randomizer. In randomizer racing, you really need to be able to route modularly, depending on all the possible circumstances that arise in the randomizer. so few seeds are similar. You need to be prepared for so many permutations, especially with random start. Koushi on their way to get their last Aegon key. Let's see, here in Aegon Wastes, what do they have left to find? We still don't know. Potentially Sand Canyon could have Dark Visor, or it could just have Screw Attack locking itself. Because we do not have bosses enabled in this seed. Now, with 238 health, surely a Krayley won't kill Koushi this time. Especially because she's not going to get Cannonball. That's fair. Screw Attack could technically be in Mining Plaza, yeah. I didn't notice if any of them checked it. So on the shopping list for Sky Temple key hints, we need Hazing Cliff, War Ritual Grounds, Transport B access in Great Temple, a Morbus, Main Research, and Sink Entrance. Koushi moving past Vent Area A, likely getting the grapple beam here. Maybe not. So Annihilator Beam is in Sanctuary Fortress somewhere. We don't actually know if it's required. But since it was hinted at, there's a chance it was placed by the randomizer as a progression item in the progression chain. That could mean that it's locking Dark Visor. That's entirely possible. Might even be a good bet. But there is also a possibility that it was just placed and nothing was placed behind it. There is a higher chance that if Annihilator is placed in the logic chain, that there will be required items behind it, but not necessarily the case. Koushi is going immediately for a Morbus. AeroRaiser checking hints and mentioning, reassuring in the chat, nah, this is far from over, LOL. So there's a trick you could do on a Morbus. If you essentially speedrun the fight and you go really fast, then you save even more time by skipping the last worm in the third phase. Essentially, you do this by stunning both of the worms consecutively, and then usually you boost into the second worm's mouth after bombing the first worm. And you can bomb the second worm just in time before the first worm detaches. And that skips the cutscene, but continues on to phase 3, where they jump out, but there will be a worm missing. So you might wonder, if there are only 2 worms, how do you beat the boss? Well, to beat the boss, you actually trigger the cutscene. And to trigger the cutscene, you bomb a worm with no other worms attached to the ball. And then it'll check, are there any worms attached? No? Okay, play the worm defeated cutscene. And this being the third phase, it'll just immediately end the fight. Even with a Morbus having 1/6 of its health left. Oh, screw attack. Huh, screw attack in Plane of Dark Warship. That could be big for AeroRaiser, or it could be completely unnecessary. We have no idea. So the converse of the worm skip, if you do manage to skip the cutscene in the third phase, you might actually, you'll disable all the worms, but you won't actually advance the phase, because it's the last phase. So the worms will dive underground and just never come back up, and you'll be soft locked. Although there is technically a way to jump out of bounds and free yourself. But I think the fight is permanently disabled. So you would have lost whatever item is on a Morbus. So the moral of the story is, don't do the worm skip on the third phase. Koushi finding out yet again that boosting into Phazon crates will deal 80 damage per crate. Dropping down to 60 HP. A little scary. How many E-tanks does she have? 2 E-tanks? So she's not quite below 20%. You do have a tendency to get a health refill from one of these crates, usually. And she does indeed get a gold drop from one of them, so that's nice. The drop system in Prime 2 is considerably upgraded over Prime 1. Oh, didn't realize she hadn't fought. Oh, she did fight Dark Samus. She just skipped it the second time. Nice. So she will have to actually leave the room, go halfway across this room, and then come back in order to spawn the grapple beam and activate the spider tracks. Because the fastest way to reload the room is actually to get the storage D item instead. But she already got it before the fight. And she's opting out of that grapple beam and going straight for Sanctuary. I like this play. Well, maybe I don't like it that much. Without grapple beam, you won't have easy access to energy controller. But you could get the rest of Sanctuary. So I'm personally thinking, because there was a hint for Annihilator, that Annihilator is going to be required to get Dark Visor. There's just a strong chance of that. And with Echo in hand already, or on face rather, I'm thinking main gyro or Sentinel's path. Koushi immediately going for Inghive. The hint said in Sanctuary Fortress. Now, in a lot of people's minds, Sanctuary Fortress is the area in the sky that has this dark and light world. But in actuality, in the game, Sanctuary is referred to separately from Inghive in the hints. So that means the Annihilator beam will be in the light world. Although Koushi did know there's an Inghive key there, so she has that now. And AeroRaiser are about to get the Transport B access key. Nice slope jump from AeroRaiser. First try, I think. Well done. And immediately coming back to the light world. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense in retrospect. I was wondering why she immediately went to the dark world, but obviously to pick up the key is required to beat the game. So red temple key here. Just gonna go ahead and skip that. Is gonna fight this quad. Interesting. I don't know what happened to the head. Did she already kill it? She probably already killed it. So AeroRaiser coming from Great Temple is not going to think entrance. Instead going to Aegon Waste. I guess it makes sense if you want to go to Sync entrance. It sure would be convenient to have Dark Visor to go through the rest of Sync. Now, Dark Visor doesn't necessarily have to be in Sanctuary. It could be in Profane Path. Could be in a number of places. Yeah, it would have been nice to get that crap roll earlier, huh? So without grapple beam, it would be an expert level scan dash and standable terrain to climb over to energy controller. That's not going to happen today. She's going to have to forego it. Potentially take a peek at Temple Access, and then do a roll jump across Watch Station. Puzzles are hard. There you go. Nope, you don't. Okay. There you go. Okay. Color puzzle accomplished. I used to think they all rotated clockwise, and I was always just autopiloting because I knew the solution already. But actually the right side goes counterclockwise and the left goes clockwise. Makes it very awkward to solve. So, Koushi does have logical access to Vault side of Sanctuary. She could... Wait, no, she doesn't. Right, you can't go through spider side without screw attack, and you can't go through the entrance without dark visor. So actually, yeah, he's going to have to forego screw attack and then cross here with a roll jump. And yeah, that's true. They have not checked Emerald hints in lower Torvus. That would have been very likely a big boon for somebody. But both of them opted out. They went to their Sky Temple key hints instead. In fact, AeroRaiser didn't even go to main Hydro Chamber for the major item. They don't have Spider Ball. It could be nerves at work. Because Koushi mentioned she had taken an ugly death at some point, but AeroRaiser is still pretty confident that Koushi is in a significant lead at the moment. And maybe getting psyched out into forgetting the major upgrade. Okay, just power bombs in Central Area Transport West. Okay, we knew main research was a Sky Temple key. Definitely going to want to kill these quads. Oh man. What? Wow, that quad being shielded by the other quad, baiting out a boost ball to accomplish nothing. But the head's destroyed. One of the legs is destroyed. About to be 2 legs destroyed, as well as the music. So, fun fact, the music in this room is apparently contained within one of these quads. You kill the quads, it kills the music. Now you just get ambience for the puzzle. There are a few rooms like that, and this is the most common one, I think. Echoes sure is an interesting game. And also, for some reason, if you just let go of Spider Ball and then repress it there, you can actually just climb up the top spider track. It's a nice, quick way to climb. Ooh, skipping that middle spider track, giving yourself some fall speed. And that's main research down for Koushi. AeroRaiser also has the Amorbus key, okay. So that's the end of that chapter. So we still need to find Dark Visor. We need to do Sank Entrance to get a Sky Temple key. We need to... Koushi needs to get Transport B access. AeroRaiser needs Hazing Cliff and main research. Did Koushi look at the item here in main reactor? Or in reactor core, rather? Didn't... I looked away briefly, but I don't think she would have. Taking at least a save. That's very good. So, concerningly... Okay, unfortunately, you cannot go to Sank Entrance from the back side. There's a Dark Visor Seeker target lock blocking your progression there. But you can't actually activate the locks from behind. AeroRaiser getting Seeker launched. Unfortunately, with the way the Seeker launcher targets things, some of the missiles fly one way and other missiles fly another way. So you have to align each of the missiles properly so that they don't collide with the walls next to you. There you go. That one's, I find it's easiest you target from the bottom to the top. Because the order you target them in determines which missile flies in which direction. Because they kind of spawn in I guess a semicircle, arcing upward, I guess. And then they go to their respective targets. And I believe the ones you target first start from the left. So that makes it easier to avoid that wall on the right side. AeroRaiser appears to be looking for something, maybe enemies to get refills for something. I don't know if they're looking for power bombs or what. Koushi, meanwhile, is on her way to, I presume, transport B access, followed by Sank entrance, most likely. But first, she's gonna pick up her screw attack in Plane of Dark Warship. Oh, so yeah, it didn't occur to me. Arrow was staring at that Plane of Dark Warship item for a while, and I was pretty sure it was a missile launcher. But alas, he saw it better than I did, and it was indeed screw attack. That's why he went back for it. So you do need Dark Visor for the Accursed Lake item, which conveniently means it is not going to be required ever for this seed, because Dark Visor will be go mode. It's unfortunate that Koushi walked all the way here and has to wait for this door to load, but on the bright side, she doesn't have to get the key and then dodge the Hunter Ing on the way back. So Annihilator, I reiterate, is somewhere in Sanctuary Fortress, but we don't know where. What do you think, chat? There are a couple places it could be. It's on Airy. Could be behind Spider Guardian. Could be in Sync Map, yes. That is also true. Sync Map would actually require both Cobalt and Light Suit. As you're asserting that it's Neper Lupus. That is Transport B access for Koushi. That is now recovered for both. 2 keys left for Koushi in War Ritual Grounds and Sync Entrance. 4 keys left for AeroRaiser, the others being main research in Hazen Cliff. Checking Sand Canyon, just an E-tank. So this is the point where you probably want to focus on hints. AeroRaiser did go down to Lower Torvis. How much did they explore in Lower Torvus? I feel like I only saw them getting main hydro chamber and leaving. Did they continue on and check the other hints? There could very well be a Dark Visor hint there. So we don't necessarily need Annihilator. It's just very likely that it'll lead to Dark Visor. Just because there was a hint for it, and there's there are no keys requiring Annihilator. Annihilator is in Sanctuary Fortress. We had a hint for that. We just didn't get a specific room hint. So maybe Arrow is thinking about that Annihilator hint as well. Although they know it's not necessarily required. It is still an entire area that has been unexplored. By Arrow, at least. And with Screw Attack, this is gonna give him access to a few more checks that Koushi was unable to get. Sanctuary Energy Controller. I don't know if she checked Temple Access. But, Vault is another option that could have an Annihilator. Koushi didn't bother checking Airy. Kinda got to take shortcuts at this point. This could very well be a wild goose chase. Considering neither of them checked Lower Torvus at all, other than main Hydro Chamber, Dark Visor could just be down there. They could potentially have been done already. Yeah, even a hint for Dark Visor would be almost as good as Dark Visor itself. Koushi dangerously low on health with 64 energy. Although they only do so much damage per attack. You don't know where those drops are going to drop. Or if. There's a drop. Okay, there's a gold drop just in time. Just happens to be right behind her. So these are light pirate commandos. They take half damage from light beam and double damage from dark. The grenades, I believe, do 40 damage. Unless they're different from the ones in Torvus Grove, because the Torvus Grove... Well, they could also destroy Phazon crates. I know the ones in Torvus Grove do 40 damage. Because they always... Half the time they always throw a grenade in my face immediately when the fight starts, and that's 40 damage. I kind of wonder if the Phazon crates do damage based on proximity. Like, if you're a different distance away from the grenade, from the crate, it might do less damage, I'm not sure. Because I feel like point blank they do 80. Are they always 75? It is also possible I'm bad at math. Because there's also the visual effect that is purely visual. People always think it's actually doing burn damage to you when you have this glowy visor, and all you see is gold for like 10 seconds. And there's this hissing noise, but you're actually not taking damage during that. It's purely visual and audio. Yeah, a lot of people forget this one piece of rubble they also have to destroy. Did she destroy the upper one as well? She destroyed the one with the item, I know that. But did she destroy the one with the cannon? We'll find out. That's not quite the one. She did not. Okay. Will she see it? Whether she sees it or not. Okay, well, that's fine. She can just screw attack across. Now that she's destroyed the rubble on the right side, she's going to try to skip it by screw attacking over it. Okay, it falls down and does opt to just take the spider tracks. Oof. I do that a lot when I'm just idly holding B. Just because, you know, you never know when you want to boost. And then I'm like, forget what to do next. So I'll just boost off the spider tracks into the abyss. It's pretty great. You can also boost off of the end of that spider track to the left side, but that's pretty finicky. But you could instead just drop down and boost from the bottom track to the top. It's safer, maybe a little slower, but much more reliable. And there's the tank entrance key for Koushi. The AeroRaiser with that Hazen Cliff key is now on their way to check this barrier here. Unfortunately, you can't lower that, but you could continue on and check Hive Gyro Chamber, I believe it's called. Koushi also finding out that yes, this door is indeed still locked, but you actually do need Dark Visor to see the secret targets and open the door. Same as the Sacred Bridge one. It's funny, they're both staring at Dark Visor locks and they can't open them. No, Arrow, you can't open that. Sorry. Arrow is really in the dark in this room. Get it? Because it's the dark world. But well, it seems I have been banned from all future commentaries. Thanks, everyone. Let's catch you later. Can opener. It's pretty good. Looks like Koshi's going to be taking the Great Temple path to get to... Not sure where she's going next. Could go to Lower Torvis. I don't know if you want to clean up Lower Torvis, but the hints would be good. She is opting for Phase on Grounds, which is totally open with Screw Attack. Is that a power bomb tank? Not sure. I think it's a power bomb tank. Might be a missile tank. Regardless, it's not Dark Visor. It's not going to be Ing Reliquary because that's a dark flying Ing cache. It won't be... You won't need to worry about any of the key bearer hints because those are all requiring Dark Visor. Kind of low on health relative to her total health. I guess it's not that low on health if you don't have any E-tanks, but might as well grab some. There you go. A comfy 183 HP. That's almost enough to survive a Krayley attack. AeroRaiser looks to be poring over his notes. Sitting on the map screen. Koushi is saving, okay. You know, it's kind of funny. Their starting location was pretty trolly, actually. Starting them in Hive Chamber A. You would expect it to be more interesting, but no, it's just basically the same as your normal tournament starting seed. And not even normal tournament starting seed. Normal previous tournament starting seed. And the worst part is it's not even at the ship, so you have to go all the way through the hive chambers in order to get anywhere. Every time you want to save warp. And yeah, with Emerald on face, going to Lower Torvis makes a lot of sense. There's always information in the banana stand. There's another hint Koushi just passed up. She didn't get it the first time. Wonder if she'll get it this time. She could have gotten it through the crack in the wall. I don't think she got it that way the first time. It was a quad hint? Okay. Would have seen Arrow get it then. So Arrow's going straight to Cat West. He is taking his time looking at the scenery. So when you drop down, you want to go left, right, right. I don't know if it matters if you just want to get to the bottom, but that's the path to the item at least. It sure would be nice to be in go mode 2 hours and 5 minutes in, but you gotta keep looking. A fun fact, when the quad legs are spinning, they are vulnerable to screw attack. You could just outright kill them then. Although it is kind of tricky to actually land a hit on them. A lot of times you'll accidentally target the legs when you're trying to screw attack, and that'll change the angle you're aiming and prevent you from screw attacking, annoyingly. So Koushi's doing some upper torvus checks that she hadn't gotten around to, finding an E-tank, but not gonna find much else. Although armed with Spider Ball, she could potentially get Torvus Plaza. Who knows, that could be Cobalt. Gonna take this portal to the Dark World. She is on emulator. Hopefully there have been reports that this portal can sometimes crash on emulator. We're just gonna hope that doesn't happen. It's one of the rare ones, an emulator specific, as far as we know, an emulator specific bug. I suppose it could be on Nintendo as well, and we just haven't encountered it. Yet another E-tank on the top of the boost track. So there's nothing here on Boost Guardian either. We saw that from Aero. Or did we? I don't know. A little too early on the power bomb there. Yeah, that's not gonna kill. You either want to lay the power bomb on the side of Boost Guardian to get enough damage before it goes invincible, or wait until it completes its attack and then lay a power bomb, and it'll be in puddle form and just not be able to take recoil or go invincible. That should do. It attacks faster in the second phase, so it's easier to actually... That didn't do. That's cheating. Hey, get back here. Just power bomb. You got a power bomb. Regular bombs do damage, but it's only 10 damage per bomb. A power bomb does 50 per frame. You got to do something soon. These things are gonna destroy you if you take too long. This is not the boost ball phase. You can just... So it did... Yeah. She did so much damage with the bombs that it did eventually. Yep, and she's dead. I hope she saved in Dark Torvus. Yep, okay. This isn't so bad. But yeah, you can do so much damage when it's in puddle phase with bombs. And then once it gets away from you, it reforms, it unpuddles, and then it goes immediately into the boost phase. I think she believed that since it went into a puddle, that must mean it was in boost phase, but it wasn't. It always goes into a puddle. It'll turn all glowy when it's in boost phase. She might assume that its puddle form specifically is only vulnerable to bombs, which is not the case. It's vulnerable to just about anything, basically anything besides screw attack. It's easier to target if you have Dark Visor. Little known fact. You can target Boost Guardian in puddle form with Dark Visor, but oh jeez. I guess that wasn't far back enough, or it wasn't close enough to the center. When you do power bomb it, if you power bomb it too early, you need to stay close to it, because it usually won't puddle. Or it won't switch phases if you're too close to it. So Light Beam is very effective on this. So it'll unpuddle when it's far away from any actors on the screen, including Samus. That also includes the inglets. So a lot of times the inglets will prevent it from respawning when it's basically dead, and it'll just prolong the fight. So the pillars in the room will give guaranteed gold drops for 100 health. Unfortunately, now they have all been consumed. I want to say the boost attack from Boost Guardian does 20 damage. It might do 40. I think certain attacks do 40. Maybe the boost is one of those. It does 40? Okay. Something does 20. It might just be contact damage normally. Yeah, I think she thinks that you can only damage Boost Guardian when it's standing up, and it's just only vulnerable to bombs when it's in puddle form. Because that's how most people fight it in the vanilla game. They just I think the scan log tells you that bombs can dispatch its boost phase. And I think she thinks the boost phase is the same as the puddle form. Indeed, link shot. Indeed. I was so focused on the Boost Guardian fight, I'm not entirely sure what AeroRaiser has checked. You can see that charge light shot was just a little bit more damage than the power bomb did. I guess the power bomb was only hitting Boost Guardian for like 4 frames, maybe 3. So yeah, if all shots hit from the shotgun light, the charged light shot, it looked like only 4 of them hit. But that's 40 damage per hit for a total of 200. I'm not entirely sure how much health Boost Guardian has, but it should only take a few phases if you're fighting it the normal way. Now Koushi's playing it considerably more patiently. This is going to work out well for her, letting Boost Guardian destroy the pillars. Wow, this is obnoxious when this happens. So you can still shoot charged light at the floor at it, and it could damage it. That's actually how the original speedruns went. They would actually... Nice boost into the inglet, and another health refill. They would actually stare down at the floor and then use L to strafe around the room to follow it. And as long as you stay close to it, it cannot unpuddle. So you just shoot it until it's dead, and then let it get away from you, and then shoot it again once it's standing. Yeah, that's a lot of damage right there. That's even more damage. And just wait for it to respawn, and it's... Shoot it, and it's dead. Speedrun strats, good job. Now, standing in the center isn't necessarily the best idea, because you could get the item and not see what it is. I guess you could wait that cutscene out, too, and actually... Well, no. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if you can see the item for a frame or not. Standing in the very center will immediately retrieve the item during the cutscene. And in this particular room, there's no text box that pops up telling you what the item is. So Koushi hasn't come up here to Torvus Plaza, I presume, and thus is going to BSJ over the fence. But Torvus Plaza has an item. We don't know what that is. AeroRaiser is looking at it right now. No, that wasn't Torvus Plaza. No, that was a completely different place. Never mind. Koushi saying lower Taurus through all this map. And opting to go to Venomous Pond, Cache A. She's cleared up all of Dark Upper Torvus now at this point, except for Chica, which she doesn't have keys for, and also has a hint that it's useless if I remember right. Could you imagine bunking off that super door and then falling off the ledge? Nah, she's fine. Has she gotten Cash B? I feel like she would have. Maybe not. I wasn't paying attention when she pulled up the map. Maybe that's why she's going over here, because she saw she didn't get it. Unfortunately, scanning these does nothing. It doesn't tell you where the Taurus keys are. There are guaranteed hints for each area's keys. Oh, she didn't get Cash B. Okay. Oh, okay. No, we've been looking for Dark Visor for about an hour now. It required an in-logic missile launcher. Okay. Arrow taking a nice little peek at Airy. Yep, that's completely available. You could get that right now. Although they might think that they need Annihilator to shoot the satellites, which you don't. There are echo locks on, like, that are just little posts sticking up out of the ground. Those require Annihilator. Oh, Annihilator's right here. Wait. If Annihilator's right here, it logically requires Dark Beam. Or, not Dark Beam. Dark Visor. But probably Dark Beam. No, that's an E-Tank. Never mind. I saw the little sparkles emanating from it, and I just assumed. No, that's actually an E-Tank. Never mind. Don't mind me. Oh, yeah, that's actually a good point. Wait, no. I believe on beginner settings you can use Echo Visor to see Dark Samus. I think that's beginner. Honestly, I'm not sure. It is an invisible object, but it might not use the invisible object trick. Maybe it does, but it's on beginner because you can use Echo Visor. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm like 80% sure areas in logic with Echo Visor. Yep, Annihilator indeed was in Energy Controller. Okay, this is probably really good for Arrow, and it's probably immediately gonna find Dark Visor. You need that much to get out of sync? Alright, Sentinel's Path, what do we have? Not Dark Visor. Next up, main gyro. Yeah, Annihilator was in sync energy controller. Koushi about to get some hints. At long last, we get the coveted Lower Torvus Emerald hints. These have historically been really critical in some tournament races in the past few weeks.
Recording to logbook.
It's not all the time, and honestly, it's not even most of the time. But usually, if you're not already in go mode, Lower Torvus is a really good place to search for hints. There's very frequently a pivotal hint here. Watch AeroRaiser be right here. Nope. Okay. Yeah, more useful for hints than items. Although, it seems in recent versions that Lower Torvus has been pretty loaded.
Recording to logbook.
Good hint. Thanks, game. So now we know a Morbus that we already fought and got the Scantable key for is required. Got a tumble key from. Dark Visor in training chamber. In 2 hours, 27 minutes. Koushi is now in go mode. Yeah. Hints are the reason why you go to Lower Torvus. Sometimes it just straight up has go mode. Right next to Spider Ball, yeah. Both players just turned their backs on it for an hour. Let's do the save orb again. I can't remember. I don't think AeroRaiser did sync entrance yet. Well, it could have been solved an hour ago. But to be fair, they still would have had to go fight a Morbus, go through the Sanctuary loop, and go to Sank entrance and do that. So they've been doing things at least. Next race has not been scheduled. This, I believe, is the last race of the round. Next round starts whenever players want to schedule their race. We're going to find out our opponents shortly after this race concludes. So indeed was a wild goose chase for Annihilator Beam. Rip, dude. It's the last race of this round 4. We still got another week of Swiss, followed by brackets after that. So there's plenty of echoes to come. And there is number 9 for Koushi. Now, all that's left is to turn in the keys and enter that warp light beam thing. You can hit done as soon as you touch that light beacon. And there we go. Hitting done just a hair too early. She hit it on the cutscene activating the beacon instead of entering it, but close enough. That is 232 and change for Koushi. And yeah, welcome Koushi. Congrats on the victory.
Thank you.
You did it.
Like literally sweating. Wait, Arrow didn't find Dark Visor?
No, both of you.
Oh no, we were both looking for Dark Visor right at the end. Oh god.
Absolutely, for the last, hour and a half?
Yeah, the
welcome
last hour was
AeroRaiser.
Dark Visor. Oh god.
Well, I did say at the beginning of the seed, if this is a Sank heavy seed, I lose because that's the one place I have not learned yet.
Dude, I spent like no time in Sank. I went through it backwards from
I think I spent an hour in Sank.
Oh god. I went through it backwards coming from oh shit, where was it? Coming from Agon?
I entered from Agon as well.
Yeah, and I just grabbed keys.
Well, I'm pretty sure I checked basically everything I could check except for Temple, and that was the last thing I grabbed there. So I was like, that's unfortunate.
Dude, early on, I forgot I even needed Dark Visor. I wrote it down, and then I looked at my list, and I was like, hey, no, I don't need Dark Visor. Nothing's in the in cache. So then I deleted it, went and collected all the SDKs. Then I look at the words War Ritual Ground, and it's like, oh, shit.
Oops. So both of you actually went down to, Koushi went down to Lower Torvus before getting the Sky Temple hints, saved there, warped out and got the hints, and then
I got
Spider
the hints
and
first,
left.
so as soon as I got Spider, I was like, nope, I'm not staying here.
Yeah, Koushi save warped out of the hints and then got Spider Ball and also left immediately. And unfortunately, do you know where that?
Chamber. Yeah, Arrow. It was in Training Chamber.
Oh wow.
That Annihilator beam that was hinted at, turns out it was in Sanctuary Energy Controller that required either grapple or screw attack. Turns out that wasn't even required.
Yep, I got that. Well, here's probably where I messed up. I was hunting for Annihilator because I think I misread the hint as far as which check I think I was thinking the check that required Annihilator in Temple Grounds. So that's why I spent so long on Sank.
Dude, I think
I was hunting down Annihilator because I would have realized I misread the hint once I got to War Ritual Grounds, and I probably would have bolted back to Torvus.
Because I think I must have been having like an aneurysm or something because I have both Ing Reliquary, Defiled Shrine, and Poison Bog with a morph upgrade.
Oh, that was so scary. That was so scary. But that's all major upgraded Torvis. Like, you know what? We're checking this first. I'm hoping it's a ball.
Yeah, I was already in Torvis, so I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go grab it. But then me being dumb and forgetting I needed Dark Visor, just started going collecting every key. And ugh.
Yeah, I was currently grabbing the Sank entrance key.
Yeah.
So,
Is that the only key you had left aside from War Ritual Grounds?
Oh yeah, War Ritual Grounds. War Ritual Grounds.
Yeah, okay, see, I went and cleaned out all the keys really early on. And then it was just searching for Dark Visor.
Also, shout outs to still having a required boss in the form of Wormrave.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Still had it.
And Underground Tunnel.
Oh yeah, Underground Tunnel was just nice. I got Underground Tunnel. I'm like, oh cool, I can finally. Because I was sitting here thinking with my E-tanks, I'm like, okay, one more E-tank, and I think I'll be comfortable checking my hints. I think it's Dark Suit. I'm like,
that was the exact same thing I was doing.
I'm going
it's
to
like
check my hints.
Although I guess technically it wasn't required.
No, Dark Suit was not required at all.
But sure was nice.
If you go fight Boost Guardian, there's 2 E-tanks right there.
No.
We're not going to talk about how I failed Boost Guardian like 3 times because my power bomb wasn't one-shotting him.
Yeah, you need to either wait until it goes into puddle form so it won't go invincible, or you need to place it close enough to the center so that it won't go out of range and go invincible.
So it has to be in bubble or puddle. Okay, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, I was sweating because I got all those key hints for, Dark Agon, Dark Torvis, and Inghive. And I was starting to worry, is Chica or Quad required?
So you actually, I believe you missed the hint for Quad in Path of Eyes.
Okay.
Quad is an E-tank.
Okay, I know Umos's energy thing was useless.
That was hilarious. That was just hilarious. So I guess the big thing with this was misinterpreting which room my Sky Temple key was on.
Oh no.
I would have realized it when I went to War Ritual Grounds though, but that's why I spent so long on Sank, because I got the key immediately in Sank. I got the keys immediately, but I started looking around for Annihilator.
Yeah, that explains why both of you dipped from Lower Torvis instead of searching.
Yeah, I didn't realize Dark Visor was required yet. If I had still needed to find that, I probably would have stayed in Lower Torvis, or not Lower Torvis, but Dark Torvis in general.
Dude,
I think I probably would have ended up doing Boost Guardian first because I'd already opened up everything for it.
At the end, I was starting to think that it would be on either Alpha Blog or Powerbomb Guardian. Because with Spider and everything being there, and having, Gravity Boost, I felt like it had to be one of those.
Yeah. That was an interesting route the Seed made us take early.
Oh, I spent so long in Aegon. You must have
how'd
been
you like that starting spot?
I ended up lucking up and getting the correct route with Aegon. Finding bombs on my first Dark World trip.
Nice. I was, I really hate that starting spot. I hate having to go all the way through to the elevator every time.
Spot was so bad. If it was one room earlier, I think it would have been infinitely better.
Arrow, you must have been ahead the majority of that race because I feel like I was just slow everywhere until I started getting keys.
Maybe until hint?
I don't know. Jagger, do you know?
Well, Koushi unfortunately took a death in Aegon, towards the end of the first trip to Aegon in Mining Station B.
I knew that because that was mentioned in the race time.
Go back and watch that one, Arrow. I die in a microsecond after I
believe
the item.
That was 153 HP, someone said in chat. 156 maybe.
Holy
and
shit.
Just instantly died.
Yeah.
Almost instantly. About 8 frames, give or take.
Dude, I was so mad about that.
I mean, I could imagine.
Telefrags are powerful.
But you
And-
know, outside of like completely getting lost in sync trying to find Annihilator beam for a misread hint, I feel pretty
But-
good about that.
Yeah, to be honest, Koushi, you made up a lot of time with movement and just getting around areas faster in general.
Yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
because my movement's actually probably my weakest point in the game. So
You were the first to get the Sky Temple key hints, and then basically you were just both full clearing the world on your own after that.
yeah, we were both full clear. Like I think I full cleared almost everything I could do with Sync until I got Annihilator. And I was like, screw this, I'm leaving.
I went and I checked Wind Chamber or Grand Wind Chamber and Wind Chamber Gateway really early on because I was just like, please, just give me an E-Tank or two.
I checked those early too.
Yeah, were you just searching for those E-Tanks too? I'm like, I have everything.
I was just
Health.
looking to see where they were.
Yeah, there was a good like 10, 15 minutes there where I was just desperately searching for E-Tanks because I wanted the hints so bad.
Yeah, well, GG's. I'm gonna hop on out now.
GG. Sorry, I'm
Any
like
final
I'm
thoughts?
sweating still. I was terrified near the end.
I'm not sure how I feel about Diggle rolling our seeds. That early logic was so weird.
They've been great this week.
I almost want to blame the version.
That seed that was an endurance test. It just felt like it kept going on and on forever.
Yeah, I agree. I also need to figure sync out a little better. That'll help me next time. Even though this time it was more of I need to read my hints better, but that's not a big deal.
If you want, you can go watch the way that I cleared Sank. Oh, because I did Sank pretty
Yeah,
quickly.
I just need to watch more sync clears. I haven't done that yet. But GG's, I'm gonna hop out. Later.
All right.
Have a
take care.
good one. Anything else on your mind, Koushi, before we wrap this up?
All I can say is I was like, the entire time I felt I was just stuck in the back. And then as I'm getting the last keys, and then I see War Ritual Grounds, my heart really just dropped because I've removed Dark Visor from my list. And then as soon as I found Dark Visor, because it was like, 2 hours, 28 minutes in or whatever, I was just sweating because I was like, there's no way Arrow hasn't found it yet. But, yeah, that's really all I have to say.
Cool.
I think I did a lot better today than I've done in the rest of the races, so that's cool.
So congrats to Digglewrath. You did really good rolling this seed, and good job, Koushi. And congrats on winning the match.
Thank you.
And we'll see you next week with another edition. And be sure to follow the racers. They're going to be training hard for the next week, and follow Gollop. He's in the tournament as well. He's been doing a lot of great things. Been trekking real hard, making sure we're caught up with everything. And I guess you could check my channel out as well if you want. Whatever.
Yeah, you should watch whoever I'm playing next, because that'll be 2-2 and 2-2, so that'll kind of determine who has a shot at the bracket.
Yeah, and with that, thanks for everyone for watching, and we'll see you in the next mission.
All right, thanks for commentating, you guys. I don't know which one of you was tracking as well, but thank you so much. I'm gonna dip then, so take care.